Hello everyone. Welcome to yet another exciting session where we talk about stocks, direct equity, commodities, and today we talk about margin trading. I'm Sonam Punjabi from Tata Capital Moneyfy, and I'm delighted to guide you through today's discussion. Before we jump into the insightful session, I have a fantastic news to share with our Moneyfy viewers. You can now invest in stocks, IPOs, FNOs, commodities, and much more on direct equity through our platform, and we have a collaboration with Dhan. So now let's get to the good stuff. I am absolutely thrilled to welcome our special guest today, Mr. Himanshu. He's a SEBI registered research analyst and a presenter with Dhan. And we are glad to have you today, Himanshu. Thank you for joining
Thank you
us.
so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonam, and thank you to all our viewers today for listening to us, watching us here.
So, Himanshu, let's start
Yes,
with the basics of margin trading. What is margin trading? A lot of our viewers would also want to hear about what is the difference between cash trading and margin trading, because these are the concepts that come up very often when we are talking about margin trading.
right. So I would like to take it through a very basic thing. I mean, even a beginner should be able to understand this. Because margin trading, even though it is used by experienced players mostly, but then everyone's journey starts from zero. So see, सबसे पहले दो products exist करते थे. So there used to be a cash market and then there used to be a FNO market, futures market. So in futures market, it's a beautiful market where you can trade by using only a small amount of money. But the problem is, for example, if I talk about Reliance Industries shares and Reliance Industries, you can buy one share, you can buy two shares, whatever quantity you want to buy. But then when you want to enter into a leverage kind of position by using less of your own capital and more of borrowed capital to increase the ROI. So in that case, what happens is you have to enter into a contract which gives you leverage of to the minimum of 500 shares.
Okay.
So Reliance के एक lot में we have 500 shares, and then you always buy one lot, two lot, three lots, and so on and so forth. What if you wanted to buy only 100 shares in Reliance? Or what if you wanted to take exposure of only 100 shares of Reliance? In that case, you either spend the entire money in the cash market or you cannot enter into the derivatives market because that is there for the 500 shares only.
Yeah.
So for this, there is a midway in between, which is called the margin trading facility or the margin trading basically. In margin trading, what happens is you buy whatever amount of shares, whatever number of shares you want to buy, and the broker will be funding some part of money to this. Like for example, if you want to buy, for example, 100 shares and 100 shares are costing, let us say 100 rupees only, 1 rupee per share. So in this case, you only need to pay, for example, 25 rupees and rest 75 will be funded by the broker. Now,
Okay.
then there is some brokerage structure, there is some interest coverage also, interest margins also. But then that's what we are going to discuss later. But yeah, the more important point here is that you only need to pay for only 25 shares or 30 shares for that matter, depends upon the quality of the stock, and then rest of the money can be funded by the broker. So अब आप margin trading कर सकते हैं, लेकिन अपनी favorite या अपने favored quantity के अंदर आपको 500 shares में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप 10-20 शेयर के साथ भी फंडिंग कर सकते हैं. And one more thing I would like to add here before moving on to the further details. Uh, in futures contract, see, there is a benefit of holding a cash market contract. Like for example, you and me may want to hold Reliance Industries stock for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. और हम पूरा पैसा पे करके उसको होल्ड कर सकते हैं, लेकिन फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑलवेज एक्सपायर. सो इवन दो
Yeah.
यू आर यूजिंग मार्जिन फंडिंग देयर, बट देन यू आर नॉट able to hold it for the entire life. In the margin trading thing, you can, if you avail this benefit here, then you can hold this position for as long as you want. So if you want to hold this position for 5 years, 10 years, 1 month, or even for 2 days, whatever number of days you want to decide for yourself. And even if you are not sure about the number of days at the beginning, which we are generally not sure, no worries. You can just put this stock in the margin trading facility. And from the end of the day, you need to avail for that. I mean, you need to basically inform them that I have done this and I will be using this margin funding, and then there you go. You can hold this stock for as long as you want. So you initiate a position during the day, inform the broker formally at the end of the day, before the end of the day, and then you can hold this position for a very long time, as long as you want. It is just that you need to maintain some amount of margin in your account, and also you need to pay some interest cost that you have to. So that's a broader
Understood.
difference between cash, futures, and margin trading. So margin trading lies somewhere between the cash and the future.
Understood. Very well explained, Himanshu. But tell me something. Who should actually consider using a margin trading facility, right? Because is it right for everyone, or there are specific types of traders who will benefit out of it? Because see, margin trading sounds appealing because it gives you the ability to increase your buying power, like you said, right? But
Right.
is it something that everyone can use?
Yeah, so I have started sharing my screen for the benefit of everyone here. Like, for example, I'll tell you first, I'll tell you how to use it and then who should be using it. Like, for example, hypothetically, I see that Adani Energy Solutions is down today by 3.5% for some
Yeah.
reason. Adani Green Energy is down by 6% for some reason. Now, I am not sharing any recommendation here for long term, short term, whatsoever. I do not have any view on this particular stock, just to be clear. But then, hypothetically, let me assume that I personally believe I believe that the stock is significantly down more than the beating it has got. I mean, more than the beating it deserves. It has gone that kind of beating, and now, hypothetically, according to me, Adani Green Energy is undervalued.
Okay.
Now, if someone feels that this stock can reap me good benefits in the future, but at the same time, currently I do not have that much capital with me because, for example, as a businessman, I know that my money will be coming to me 15 days from now. Now I can't ask my clients for money just because I have to buy some shit, just because I have to invest somewhere. So for 15 days, I can use this margin facility. For example, I believe that this particular stock is undervalued and it will give me at least 20% return per annum in the next 5 years or so, or in the next 1 year or so. During this period, I know that even at a very small interest cost of 0.0438%, at Dhan, we charge this kind of margin only. It is only 0.0438. So how much amount is this? It means on 1 lakh rupees of investment, you need to pay only 43
Okay.
rupees per day. So that's a very small amount that you need to pay. Now, if you think that the returns that you are going to get will be higher than this amount, then you can just click on this buy button. You can choose to trade in MTF. Now, see, when you want to invest, you need to pay the entire 908 rupees. When you want to trade, you need to pay 454 rupees. But the problem is that the broker will be squaring up your position at the end of the day. If you use MTF,
Mm-hmm.
then you need to pay only 367 rupees. And then you can buy this position, you can place a market order, you can place a limit order, trigger order. And at the end of the day, you just need to tell them, confirm them that yes, I will be using this facility for whatever number of days. And between 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., you can tell your broker about this facility, and then that's it. You can avail this opportunity here. So, for example, someone
Understood.
who feels that the stock is highly undervalued and I'll be able to generate more returns compared to जितना interest मैं यहाँ पर charge कर रहा हूँ. If you are expecting some payments later, if you feel that derivative contracts, so I would rather say, for example, Himanshu first entered into cash market, and now Himanshu is very scared of entering into derivative market because derivative is too high a lot size for me to handle.
Yeah.
Now there lies a midway. I can enter through MTF. I am using some margin facility, but then at the same time, I'm not trading in a quantity which is not bearable for me. And also one more thing, like for example, recently SEBI came up with a uh, circular that they will be increasing the lot size in certain products. They have
Okay.
increased in